is Apple Gamer 24/7. I'm here to give you guys a vlog today. I decided to change things around a little bit and use my camcorder and sit on the futon and do my vlog because I'm just done sitting at the computer chair and I just wanted to relax and do a little bit of change. So I just have some notes here on my iPad that I just wanted to discuss. So let's get started. So the first thing I do want to talk about is that I had a snow day today. Judging by today's date when I uploaded this video, I might upload this video today, Wednesday, or I might upload it Friday night, but I'm not really that sure. So today I had a snow day on Wednesday. It was actually a blizzard, a little bit of a mini blizzard. Actually, it was pretty nice. I'll have a video somewhere in the corner I might take on my iPhone 4 before I edit this video of the snow outside my window, and you guys can see for yourselves. And if you got snow, you had a snow day, say so in the comments. It'd be kind of cool to hear what other people did today. They had a snow day. So on to the real tech topics. Today, Apple and News Corp decided to launch the official iPad newspaper magazine thing called The Daily. Now what this is basically it's a newspaper slash magazine for the iPad. It's only iPad exclusive, so you can't get it in paper or on an Android device. You can only get it on the iPad. It actually came out really nice. I'll put some screenshots of it in the corner as well. It's actually really nice. It covers a variety of topics of news to technology, and it's basically a one-step hub for news on the iPad. Now personally I love it. I think the pricing for it, 99 cents per issue or $40 a year, is a really nice price point because you're probably getting the same thing from the New York Times or Wall Street Journal or some other newspapers. But I think it's a good deal. Now I'm definitely, after this 2-week promotional Verizon launch 2-week free period, I'm definitely going to pick up the $40 a year subscription because it's just a great newsreader. And those people that like to use tablets as an official news slash blogging tool, I definitely recommend you guys pick that app up. It's free in the App Store, but after that, after the 2-week period, as I said, you gotta pay for it. So it's a really good app, and I think people should download if you're in the States. So that's one feature about the Daily that that's not exclusive. Is that it's only available in the U.S. Moving on, I do want to talk about the NGP. Now the NGP is the new PlayStation Portable 2. I do have to say it's actually kind of nice. It's not my favorite. It's kind of ugly in my opinion. But I see it as more geared towards a tablet than a gaming device because it has a 5-inch OLED display, which is a very nice display for doing web browsing or playing apps or slash games. It has a front-facing camera, so possibly you can take pictures and video with this thing, and possibly a Sony version of FaceTime. It also has a rear touchpad, so you can do gestures using your fingers on the back, which I don't understand the point, but if I see some good implementations of it, it'd probably be nice. And it also has 3G and Wi-Fi support, so not only that you can game at home, you can also game anywhere in the world using a, I would say it's unlocked, using an unlocked GSM SIM card or having a CDMA version, so you can use it on Verizon, and having carrier subsidize it, so you can probably get for a good portion less than you were just buying at the store. So that's what I think of the NGP. Going over the design of it, as I said, it looks ugly. It's too rounded. It reminds me of the first generation PSP, but after the Sony trims it down and slims it down, just like we did with the other PlayStation line, I think it should look a little bit nicer. Well, as long as they don't go into a place like the PSP Go, I think they should be pretty good. Also, I do want to talk about the 3DS. Now, the 3DS is the 3D version of the Nintendo DS that came out quite a few years ago. And I do have to say that I'm actually kind of excited for it because it looks really cool. There's a lot of innovation going on behind it. They have some great launch titles going on. I think they have Zelda, Street Fighter 4, Resident Evil. They have a lot of good games. But the one thing that draws me back from both consoles altogether is that they still use physical media for the games. They're not digital downloads like the App Store. That's one thing I do like about using the iPad and the iPhone and the iPod Touch as a gaming device, is that you don't have to wait in line for games. You can go to the App Store, download the game. You don't have to worry about waiting in line or running out of stock. Apple always has a copy of it. You can just download it. And some of the games are even worth 99 cents compared to the $50 or $60 you would spend on a portable game. So that's one thing that does drive me away from both systems. But anyway, going back to the 3DS, is that I do see a lot of good things happening with it. I do see it taking over the NGP because it does have a good year ahead of the NGP. It also has a lot of better features. It has a dock and 3D camera and a 3D screen. I think it should take over. But the one thing that does disappoint is that the 3 to 5 hour battery life. Nintendo by now should know that the iPhone and the iPad have a good, I believe it's 5 hours in the iPhone and a good 10 hours in the iPad. and Nintendo should easily compete with that. Maybe doing 8 hours of battery life, 9 hours of battery life, but 3 to 5 I think is a little bit of a disgrace in my opinion. But moving on, the price for the 3DS is $250, and it launches this March 27th. Other than that, there's no pricing for the NGP, so I really can't compare the two in price. But all I know is that it will come out in a year earlier, or at least be on the market for a year earlier, and it's going to be $250. So that leads me into my next topic, is that the iPod Touch or the iPhone or iOS in general versus the 3DS versus the NGP. And I really do think, I know this is going to sound like a fanboy thing, but I'm really not. I'm just doing this from a user specific or a consumer. I do think the iPod Touch is going to win. Now, here's my reason why, is that the iPod Touch has an app store. The reason why I don't think the PSP sold that many units or that many games is because it was supporting standard hardware. UMDs never took on, and I think Nintendo's little SD cards never took on either. So the App Store is using an open standard called digital download, which means that you can just go to one store and you download your apps. But like Nintendo does, a lot of your big hits, a lot of your big games don't have to come out on physical discs. You're saving a lot more money and a lot more production by putting them in digital downloads and letting people download them for money rather than just go out to the store. And that's why I think the iPod Touch is going to win, because there's a lot more casual games on the App Store. People that want big heavy gamers that want a good game to play don't have to wait till the next big Nintendo game. They can find these little mini games that you can play on their iPod or iPhone. So I think that's where Nintendo's also going to lose some money. And also the iPod Touch and also the iPhone and the iPad are more than just gaming devices. These are PDAs, these are email devices, web devices, music players. So there's a lot of good there's a lot of other features under the hood of these products rather than the 3DS and NGP. If the 3DS and the NGP could compare somewhat to like an App Store experience on their device, I think they might compete with the iPod Touch. But as far as I know, the iPod Touch and the revisions of it do have a better chance. Plus, the NGP and the 3DS haven't confirmed if they've done video yet, but the iPod Touch can do video right out of the box at 720p. So yeah. What else do I got here? Verizon iPhone users, your pre-order day is tomorrow, so good luck. Leave some feedback on how your pre-order process went. I know from just reading Apple.com, it's a first come first served basis. So if you don't get it the first time, you have to come back another time. That's one thing I do know about the Verizon iPhone. But all I know, it's coming out. It's a pre-order tomorrow. So if anybody that is going to switch to Verizon can leave some feedback on how the pre-orders went down, leave them down here. And my final topic is the iPhone 5. A lot of people have been wondering about and speculating about the internet. The iPhone 5 is going to come out in June, this and that and the other thing. And I'm thinking it's not really going to happen. I don't think it's going to be the next generation iPhone. I think it's going to be the iPhone 4GS, which is the iPhone 4, just a speed boost and a few new features. It's not going to be an all-new design or anything. It's just going to be the same phone, just upgrade specs, just like they did with the iPhone 3GS. But the reason I'm saying that it's not coming out in June, a new generation, is because Apple's going to try to focus on macOS 10 Lion this summer, because that's when it's supposed to be released. I think they want to put a lot of new features in there, so I think that's where Apple's mostly heading with the WWDC in June. I don't think I don't think a new iPhone's gonna come not this year but next year. So 2012 will be the new year. The iPhone. I think you will see the iPhone 5 with a lot of new features. So that's what's coming down for me. And besides, I don't think Apple wants to make a new edition of the phone just because of a few quirks in the current design that a lot of bloggers made a big deal about. So anyway, guys, that was my vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.